My name is Dr. Amani Morrison, and I want to officially welcome you to Placing Black Futures to Working Theories. I want to first acknowledge that this event and Georgetown University are on lands inhabited and cared for by the Piscataway and the Cotchtank peoples. I want to also acknowledge that land acknowledgements are imperfect tools that are well-meaning but fall far short of the honoring, recognition, and reparative justice due to Indigenous people stewarding the land. I would like to continue in the way of acknowledgements by offering thanks. Thanks to you all for coming today, to our speakers who will be sharing their research insights with us and our discussants, to the Mellon Foundation for funding this endeavor, to the Department of Black Studies for co-sponsoring this event, to Lydia, our graduate assistant and event coordinator, for working with me over the last several months to make this possible. I would also like to thank my co-PIs, Dr. Zandria Robinson and Dr. Rosemary Ndubuizu, for lending their support to my vision with this grant, my department and colleagues for helping me to wade through bureaucracy to get things done, and to the Sawyer Seminar Fellows from last year, Dominic Hazard, Rachel Gatson, and Dr. Timothy Comfort for enriching our intellectual inquiry. Lastly, I would like to extend gratitude to Joyful Signing, who has helped to make our event more accessible. The Healy Family Student Center staff and our student volunteers, Georgetown Catering, Justin Kelly, and the Classroom Educational Technology Services for documenting our event. Once again, I'm Dr. Amani Morrison, Assistant Professor of African American Literature and Culture in the English Department here at Georgetown, and I'm the lead Principal Investigator for the Mellon Sawyer Seminar on Creative Placemaking, Black Restorative Ecologies, and Black Spatial Futures that will run until December 2024 officially, but very likely at this point will extend into next year. So look out for potentially more events. Mellon Sawyer seminars are not courses, but are rather meant to be temporary research centers that take on contemporary issues grounded in comparative and historical approaches. Our seminar explores the creative placemaking of historical and contemporary Black subjects and communities, the stewardship of land, resources, and relationships in restorative Black ecological practices past and present, and the openings for Black spatial futures informed by and grounded in these considerations of space and place. In tandem with calls to action to address how we might account for and invest in Black futures amid pervasive violence and the perpetuation of systems that produce and often rely on Black expendability, there is an urgency to address where Black futures can take place. We are every day living through and bearing witness to disaster, whether that be global pandemics, genocidal violence, or the increasing regularity of once in 100 years storm systems. And we know that the precarity that vulnerable populations experience, Black and brown folks, poor and underemployed, elderly, disabled, and other targeted groups, become compounded and amplified in the face of disaster. But living through the disaster, whether environmental, political, economic, or otherwise, is not unprecedented, especially for these groups. Our seminar acknowledges that a grounding in the practical and creative means of Black subsistence, endurance, resistance, and thriving in the face of these realities is integral to imagining and creating a more just society. And without attention to place, proposed justice efforts run the risk of being abstract, ungrounded, and unrealizable. Our fall symposium continues inquiry begun last academic year. Over the year, we considered strategies for Black climate resilience, insurgent marooned ecologies, Black food power politics, constructions of Afrofuturism in the public humanities, and we held bi-weekly reading groups to delve more deeply into Black placemaking and ecologies. To culminate the year, we held a graduate symposium and took a bus trip to a Black woman-owned and operated 53-acre farm in the area, where we considered Black land stewardship and community-supported agriculture. A sequel to our spring graduate symposium, today's event, Black Futures, Placing Black Futures to Working Theories, seeks to continue our inquiry into the where of Black futurity with the questions: what theories might we put to work toward future places of Black existence? What restorative ecological practices might we excavate from the past or elevate from the present that will better support Black life and living in time and places yet to come? How have and how might places restore people? And where, we ask, will Black futures take place? Our speakers will engage in some aspects of these questions, and we urge our panelists and our audience to keep these questions in mind during the Q&A.